Hey everyone, Mighty Mike.
And Kay.
And we are in Connecticut, Kay.
Yes, we are. We're in Bridgeport.
Bridgeport, Connecticut. We're at Mongers Market. It's only open on a Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's located, as Kay said, in beautiful Bridgeport, Connecticut, in a 75,000 square foot refurbished factory. Now, Kay, there is an entrance fee.
Yes, there is. There's a $3 entrance fee. 12 and under are free. It's free to enter after 3 p.m. We're here just after 10:30. This market is in an 1890s factory building. That's almost 3 acres.
Wow.
That's huge.
That is huge. And there are multiple forms of payment accepted at Mongers Market. It does vary from dealer to dealer, but cash is always welcome. And yes, they have an ATM in the building, and they do have bathrooms.
Porta potties outside.
Porta potties outside. Do they call them porta potties here? Porta Johns?
Porta Johns.
Offered here is a collection of diverse mongers selling vintage, industrial salvage, and antique items. Kay, you can find anything here. Furniture, lighting, clothing, pop culture, you name it.
I'm excited. I can't wait to check it out.
One final question before we get started. Kay, what's the definition of a monger?
A monger is a seller of something specific.
Like a fishmonger, or an ironmonger, or an antiques, or a vintage monger. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Thanks a lot for coming along on this edition of Pickin' Weeds Vintage. I can't wait.
Let's
go. We parked all the way down here at the very end. This is a whole industrial area of Bridgeport where there's factories and warehouses. That's how popular this market is, though. We were driving around and around and around 3-4 times, and we saw a train, wall-to-wall people. We decided, well, you know what, instead of wasting our time driving around, we just said, let's just go get an end spot. And then we just recommend, if you're going to come to Mongers on a Sunday morning, get here early. Beat the crowd. We've heard so much about this market, so we're super excited. But yeah, we probably have, 2.5 block walk? It's not bad. Get our exercise, get our steps in. Yes, I've got to cross this street, a busy street. You can see these beautiful old warehouse buildings here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Okay, so here we are at Railroad and Howard. And it's right on Railroad Avenue, but we're still making that journey, that trek. There is only one entrance into Mongers Market. You have to walk all the way down, and it's a nice brisk walk.
It is brisk.
Can't emphasize enough about the parking here. This lot fills up fast. There's 2 of us, yes. We heard so much about this market, so we had to come up and check it out.
Good. I'm glad you came.
Thank you so much for having us.
You'll have some time.
Okay, thank you.
Over here, monthly drawing with free entry for 2 for a full year.
Oh my golly, do you want to do a monthly drawing?
Right.
Entry for free for a whole year? You see right when you come in, there's a lot of people, but this is where the architectural salvage is. As soon as you walk in this facility, I mean, it is just filled. Wowee. This is really, really cool. I can see how you want to spend so much time here, you know what I mean? There's just so much to see. Okay, you could build your own steampunk.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? There's so many things here to use for projects, or if you want to rebuild something. I love these old filing cabinets. You see a lot of them here at Mongers Market.
They say this was our Google.
Yes, the card catalog. That was our Google when we were growing up. Yeah, so when you're walking through here, they're all different booths, and they're all in different sections. Right now we're in the architecture salvage, industrial salvage. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to take in, so much to look at. I can see why it has become a popular destination. Remember our friend Paul, the Birdman, he used to get chains every now and then, but some of these old chains are very desirable. This is $58 with the hook.
That's neat. I was going to say,
yeah,
that hook on there.
That's really cool. So these are old fire extinguishers. And honestly, I don't think this is out of reach, right? $85 for a vintage fire extinguisher. I mean, that's really cool. This is $119. It's got the advertising on there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And think about it, if you collect these, where else are you going to try to find them? But yet they have an ample selection here. And they even have wooden spool holders. They have a whole bin of these for $3. And that's not bad at all. Got some speakers. What's this? Looks like a big wheel of some sort. You got skis. I mean, you got everything here. Unbelievable. Gas cans. Yeah, and these are great for decorating. Look at the spools. So many things if you're into the industrial look. And again, Kay, I don't think these things are out of reach. Do you? Look at these guys. These vats. Even if you're like shooting a movie and you need some props. Yeah. There's something about these old vintage mailboxes, whether they came from the USPS, the post office. They're just neat. I'm not sure what you do with them, but they make a great display. Yeah, they tell a story, no doubt about it. Look, they have just walls and walls of these everywhere. I mean, look at this. You can buy a whole section or a whole wall, whole unit of these. That's so cool. So much fun. For the wood filing cabinet set, it's $17.50 for all. And honestly, you think about these are well made.
For all of these?
For all of these. $17.50 for the whole set. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, they're made so sturdy. And, I love this wood and metal, for organizing your business, or even if you're a reseller for smalls, it'd be a great place for storage, you know what I mean? We have a metal one, but it's not anything. I know, your postcards. I mean, could you imagine putting all of your items in here? That would just be fantastic. So that's a great price. That's an old ATM sign. That's pretty cool. I like that. These vintage saws, $24. But I love the display rack that they have with storage in it.
That is so cool.
Look at these handles here, so well made. Look at this saw. That's amazing. That's really cool. All right, let's walk down this way and see what we can find. Look at these old doors. My golly. Almost looks like, is this from like a jailhouse or a submarine? Or, I mean, look how tall it is, and look at how heavy, how thick those doors are. My goodness. Hey, did you see this big sign?
Oh my goodness, what does that say?
So it says, do not enter if you have any symptoms of COVID-19. So they probably used this old piece of metal for during the pandemic. Isn't that interesting, huh? Boy, and look at that mural all the way at the top. I didn't even see that. Wow. You just keep discovering more and more items, more things. No wonder this place is packed. So along this whole wall here, they have lamps hanging down. So many cool style lamps. So pretty. Really old ones too, Kay. I mean, they're really old. They have a whole wall, goes all the way down, a shelf of these old steamer trunks.
Steamer trunks.
Yeah, those are really, really cool. I love those. $285. That top one. You have to wonder, where did they go? Did they go all over the world? All right, we found an old leprechaun. Of course, we just had St. Patrick's Day. Okay, this is a cool booth. We're now into the other dealers and all the different clothing and style, furniture, and different goods like pop culture items, trinkets. Got a Cabbage Patch mirror there.
They have the tools?
You have tools. I know, I see here a good mixture of a lot of different stuff. Yes, there's a lot of good stuff in this booth. You kind of have the best of both worlds. We just came from the salvage, the architecture salvage, and now you have, a mix of, and you have Robin Lane treasures. And even here they're playing Rockin' Robin in the background, which kind of goes with the flow of this booth. Oh yeah, got some old staplers.
Swing line staplers.
Swing line. These are heavy duty.
Yep.
$15 for that. Not bad at all. That's an espresso set. George's Blood. For $120. That's a nice one. Yeah. Okay, what do you got? A mural there, huh? Is that amazing? I mean, look at it. There's 2 pieces too. It looks like it. That is huge. Wow. That is impressive. And they even have on the other side here. So we just found this chair, and this is 1980s Memphis style. I love that chair. Very nice. This whole booth. Okay, I love the vibe of this booth, huh?
Awesome.
Yes.
So awesome. Okay.
I know. So we found these nice big, I love these old signs that they have here. Ferrara Brothers Incorporated. That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Recycling center, we sell wiping cloths. Very nice. That is beautiful. Yep, some really, really cool stuff. This almost looks like it's from a auctioneer table. He's up there with the gavel and he's doing, you know what I mean? It's an old table where the auctioneer would stand. I love the chandeliers that they have, the lighting. Like this is a cool one here, looks like from the 70s. 125 mid-century hanging lights. That's not bad. Like an old hardware store. S.J. Hackney Hardware. I don't know if that's but I think it has all kinds of hardware. Look at this old
That is so cool.
wrench
I love that.
that they have from J.H. Williams and Company, the wrench people. And then they hung little things on there. Just some of the advertising pieces that you get here are just unbelievable. It really reminds me of Brimfield. I know, that one too. I know, that's really cool. Yeah. Okay, notice this really, really old camera. Look at how old it is. And it's on the wheels. You almost have to wonder, was that around when Abraham Lincoln
really neat.
was around? I mean, that is amazing, yeah.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
I have this one's over here as well. I don't know if you've looked over there. Yeah.
We're here at the Creatures Market. And they have everything here you need for Halloween and then some. Wow. That's pretty cool. I love the Halloween, the masks. I love the hands that he has here. This is awesome. Yeah. Okay, what do you think so far?
It's really cool. I love this sculpture on the wall.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the phone, you see it?
That is very cool. The displays here are just amazing. They're incredible. This is St. John the Baptist. And it's 145, but see, it's on the... It's just really interesting. I mean, some of the pieces you find here are just unbelievable. I mean, where do they find some of these things?
I know.
Yeah. Again, just the way they have these old tennis rackets set up in this particular booth. I just love the feel that just has so much flow in this mall. One of the things I noticed, Kay, is that they have numbers on each of the booths. So where you walk and you can see all the numbers for each booth. I don't know if you noticed that. But look at this all on the wall there. It's incredible. It's like you're at the beach, at a diner. You know it.
Yeah.
Again, if there's one word I would use to describe this place, it'd be flow. You just kind of flow. Okay, what'd you find?
I love that.
That is a beautiful shirt. Vintage.
Groovy.
It is groovy. I love when they have the mannequins. Okay, they have an Elvis.
They do have an Elvis. And they
I
have
love
a
this.
giraffe.
A giraffe. And then they have an old vintage pinball machine. How cool is that? Demolition Derby. $7.95, and it works. Love it. I saw that. That's pretty cool. Okay, what's this? A statue. I guess you put it together when you display it. Pretty neat.
It is neat.
I love some of these displays. There's a guy who's a firefighter, and then he has all like clothing for hunting and outdoors kind of thing. He's got a huge sale right now going on. I love the shirt. Real men smell like diesel.
Yeah, this booth is amazing.
Yeah, all the way in the corner there. Isn't he cool?
We'll go over and check him out. All kinds of
16 horse 7.
sculptures, glass. sculpture in the corner.
Impressive pieces of art in here.
That is amazing.
There's some really cool things.
A horse.
And a horse. You could really go crazy with decorations here. Yeah. Look at the old radios. Wow. Again, I wouldn't say out of reach, you know what I mean? Like 75, 145 for the really old ones. And if you know what you're doing, you can really restore them. But I'm sure these are plug and play. Look at this one, Bakelite, $75, 1953. They have old camera equipment, cameras, microphones. That's really neat.
That's neat.
Isn't that neat? Yeah, they have some awesome old vintage signs. Especially, I love the Connecticut ones. This is public water supply. Help keep it clean. No trespassing on these premises. The Connecticut Water Company, 55.
What's this one? You can lift it out.
Got Howdy Doody, a twin pop.
No, that's neat.
445. This is cold lemonade. 45. That's heavy too. That's not a repro.
That's neat.
Yeah. We sell
$22. Good
gasoline.
prices.
Yeah.
That's fun.
He reminds me from the guy from Goonies.
15.
Really love that. Yeah. And then we wanted to come to Mongers today. So yeah, this is one of the best antique malls I've ever been to in my life. And
Wonderful.
it's awesome, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
What are you asking on that guy?
Glad you're here. I'll do 700.
No, he's cool.
Thank you. Everything that's dead, we made it, and then so that he has this piece which really doesn't fit with his platinum. So you say, hey, do you want to sell it? So I said, sure. So I had that for a while, and then I also have the Jesus from the cross.
Yes, I did say that, yeah.
1800, and completely unrelated. Human eyelash.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. Yeah, it's very cool. These old butcher posters, Wilson's Meat Chart lamb cuts, where they're framed up there in the condition that they're in, are just amazing. The beef cuts as well. You just don't see stuff like that anymore, you know, to see it out in the wild.
That is really cool.
All right, Kay, now we have done a full revolution on the outside loop, and I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of people here on this Sunday. It's cold and windy outside, so it's a good day to go picking indoors here at Mongers Market. It's just so much to take in to see. It's kind of overwhelming at times because you don't know where to look, you don't know where to put your eyeballs at, but we did do the outer loop. I want to do the middle section, and then I want to go do the top floor as well and see all the good things they have up there.
Wow.
Hey, you think about all the places that we've gone to, it's almost like the analogy of opening a door to another place, another room. Exactly, but I love these over here with the manager and school teacher engagement. Isn't that cool?
I just love the
Yeah, no, these are awesome, yeah. Again, you're going back to the movie or television show prop, but just imagine all the doors when you travel that you can open. What they say,
all the doors open.
when God closes the window, he opens the door, or something like that.
Opens the door.
Exactly, but I'm Ching. Medicare, here I come. You got a nice little basket of pinbacks, some political buttons. Fun to dig through and look at some of these things. Some vintage gnomes.
Some garden art, garden decor.
Yeah, that's really
That's
cool.
fun.
I know, those three are good. I like whenever they group things in like three in a row. Like one,
Yeah,
two, three,
that's
man. You know, it just looks cool. Look at this light fixture with all the globes on them.
That's really pretty. I like that.
And I also never saw a beer display that's plug and play, light up. It's got how many panels, you know?
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
They do have t-shirts for sale. Yeah. $20 for the short sleeve, $30 for the long sleeve. So tucked way back here in this booth, I saw this giant poster, the Walt Disney Gallery, A Comic Life. I don't see a price on it. That is so neat. I love that.
Is that new or older?
It's newer.
That's cool. American Tourister.
It's really nice. She's asking
25, yeah. That's cool.
That's awesome.
You got that little mannequin head at the bottom, I know. There's just so many cool things to see.
I know. This guy over here.
Never stop being wowed when you're here. From the moment you walk in, to the moment you leave.
I love that up there. I didn't even see that when we walked by the first time.
Very cool. Can't remember this camel here.
I know. I love that camel.
So very nice.
All right. It's about 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock. Yep.
We made it through in about 2 hours. There's still
Well, we got here a little bit before 11.
good stream of people coming in the door. And that was a lot of fun. Thank you.
That's incredible. Okay, it's 1:15.
Yeah.
And this place is open till 4. You get in for free after 3 p.m. But there's still a line of cars waiting to get in and find a parking spot at 1:15 o'clock. I mean, that's incredible. We've never seen anything like this ever. Wow. That was so much fun, and Mongers Market definitely lived up to the hype, Kay.
That was
It did
incredible.
not disappoint. In fact, we used to have an antique booth. This is a whole nother level. These are professionals. I mean, every day of the week it had the flow, the displays. We highly recommend, if you come up here to Bridgeport, Connecticut, to check out the fabulous Mongers Market. In the meantime, hey, if you enjoy these videos, don't forget to bop that like button, hit share, like, and subscribe, as it helps us bring you more content just like this one from Mongers Market. In the meantime, I'm Mighty Mike.
And I'm Kay.
Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy picking, everybody. Bye-bye.